Good evening, good evening, good evening. Shalom, shalom, shalom out there. How you guys doing tonight? This brother Mike, I just came on tonight. Wanted to start something new for my brothers, man. Monday night men's meeting. We're gonna have some scriptures and some discussion, man. And any brother that's in here that wanna come on, I get the link and put it in the chat. See how I'll do that. Get the link and put it in the chat. I'm try to copy it now. Oh no, I messed up. Put it in the chat for anybody that want to come on. Any brothers that want to come on, man, and after I'm done doing this lesson, and we could discuss what I'm talking about, man. Tonight, man, I wanted to talk about this topic, man, because we got a lot of brothers out there I see online crying about child support, crying about getting divorced, man. Got a lot of brothers getting set up. A lot of brothers getting murdered. A lot of brothers getting robbed. A lot of brothers going through the mayhem, man. And when we look back at it, we got to take the accountability for the role that we played in it. And it usually starts with our sinning. What did we do in the beginning to get this ball rolling? Ladies, tonight is going to be for the fellas. So it's a talk between us. Please don't feel no kind of way. This just the platform I'm using to talk to my brothers for tonight on Monday nights. I'm gonna talk to them because our brothers need some help, man. We all need some help, and we got to do this together. So tonight's topic is gonna be for the brothers to be able to try to distinguish between a virtuous woman and a seductive woman. A virtuous woman and a seductive woman. Because when I look at these situations, man, we get in a lot of trouble not being able to pick between the two, the virtuous woman and the seductive woman. You know what I'm saying? That and a lot of times those picks in the beginning ruin us, man. And even when we have a virtuous woman, sometimes we lose her because we get caught up chasing a seductive one, man. And it's happened since the beginning of time, and it's gonna keep happening. And a special message out there to the young fellas between the ages of like 18 and 30, man. That's not in the game yet. That's not really in a serious relationship yet. Tune in, please, so we could get some scriptures. You could put some stuff in your toolbox to be able to try to distinguish which is which. Because when you make a wrong pick and you get in a serious relationship, it's going to cost you like 5 to 10 years of your life if you don't get the person pregnant, man. If you get that person pregnant, then it's going to cost you more years of your life. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm tired of seeing the videos of guys going crazy because their baby mom is wilding or they losing their mind over the chick and this and that. Like, and it all goes back to when we start. We got to look at ourselves and understand that it started with the sin. It started with the sin, man. What did we do in the beginning? Most likely fornicating. Or we might have had a virtuous woman and then we committed adultery with a seductive one. And it got us caught up. So we're going to go into these scriptures and we're going to distinguish what the word of God says, the difference between the two. And we're going to look at some situations in the history where our forefathers tried to warn us against going down these roads and messing with those kind of women, man. But men are visual creatures, so we get caught up. We got the bread, we got the knowledge. We get caught up, man. We get caught up and we think it's cool, and then next thing you know, you're in a situation. You're in a situation that might cost you your career. You're in a situation that might cost you your life. You're in a situation that might cost you everything, and it all started because you had to have it. You got seduced. And it could have been all planned in the beginning, but we got to start out to understand this. And please take this scripture right here seriously. A wicked woman is the portion of a wicked man. A wicked woman is the portion of a wicked man. Ecclesiasticus 26:23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So if you're running around and saying how wicked she is and this, you got to understand, brother, that was given to you because you had some wickedness in you. So we have to start from the top and understand that a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So let's go into the scriptures and see what's the difference between the virtuous woman and the seductive woman. Start from the top. The two women in scripture. Proverbs 31 is the virtuous woman, and Proverbs 7 is the productive one, is the seductive woman. Their core identity, the virtuous woman. Proverb 31:30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall she be praised. So when we see this woman that fear of God, that's the most important quality that she's supposed to have. That's the most important quality that she is supposed to have, man. 31, give her of the fruits of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Come on, man. That's the most important quality she should have, is her fearing the Lord. We got to always remember that, man. When you meeting her and y'all sitting down talking, man, and listen to her talk, but mostly listen to her act. See what she doing. Watch how she moving. Ask her to fast with you. See what she says from that. Ask her how much time she read the Bible. Ask her what church she attend, even though I don't do churches, but that might be something you're looking for. Ask her, do she want to do Bible study with you? See what her response is, man. Because it says a woman that fears the Lord, man. That's what it says. That's the thing. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Come on, man. She flattering you. She could be deceiving you. And her being beautiful, yeah, that she look good, but that's vain. Where is she at with the Most High? That's the first thing that you should look at. It says the characteristic, she fears the Lord. She walks in wisdom. She builds her home. She lives in integrity. She honors God in actions. Her identity is rooted in spiritual character, not in outward appearance. Come on, man. We got to look at that. We got to look at that. That's the first thing. This is her core identity. The core identity. Now let's look at the core identity of the seductive woman. The core identity of the seductive woman. Proverbs 7, 10 and 12, 10 and 12. And behold, there met him a woman with an attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. So she's just like a harlot, and her heart is subtle. That means she's wicked and she's loud and stubborn, and she's never at the house. She's always running around. She's always in this place and that place. She's always on the scene. She's always out. She's never at the house. And she's dressed like a harlot. She's dressed with the skimpy clothes, revealing a whole lot. This is what the word of God says, fellas. So when you're saying that up front, you already know what's going on. But our minds get trapped and we got to have a peace. Thinking we could get in and out and don't get scathed. Then the next thing you know, you caught up. You caught up, man. Because you got the virtuous woman. Or if you're not single, you already got the virtuous woman. But she's boring. She's at the house. She don't jazz it up no more, this and that. So now you're going out there and now you want to have this one, man. I know in my younger days, that was the deal. I had to have a couple because I wanted all that. And I had to learn, I had some hard consequences. And I went through enough anguish and enough consequences and enough pain for all the young brothers out there. That's why I'm here to try to tell you before you go through it. So the first sign is when you see that attire, how you supposed to look at it, what's going on? What's her characteristic? It says, behold, and read the verses again. Proverbs 7:10-12. And behold, there met him a woman with the entire of an harlot and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. She's always running around. She rejects godly orders, seeks attention and temptation, uses deception and seduction, operates outside of wisdom, and lures others into sin. Yes. That's what happens when you that's how she carries herself. But you want to dive in because she looks good. Her identity is rooted in fleshly desires and rebellion, not godly fear. That's why right now I feel sorry for this generation, man. And these brothers is loving it, though. They dive into it. The next thing you know, they online crying. They online when she wilding out. But she showed you all of these things. But guess what? Nobody taught us. Nobody gave us these jewels. Nobody told us that we shouldn't even be worrying about a woman until we find our purpose. Until we figure out what God called us to do. Then we ask him to send us a helpmate to help us get there. I wasn't taught that. I was taught to have a nice wife and a bad mistress. That's what I was taught. Because that's what I seen from the quote unquote successful men. But that was all wrong. So now I'm telling the young brothers, don't worry about none of that. Go to school, focus, find your purpose. Once you find your purpose, pray to the Most High for him to send you that woman to help you get to that purpose. And when you're sitting down talking to her and you examining her, ask her questions to let you know if she can help you get to your purpose. That's her job, is a helpmeet. Other than that, it's a distraction, a total distraction. And I'm serious. And that's what's happening to a lot of brothers. They're getting distracted early. And once you get distracted and you get a piece of that, you want it more and more and more, man. The next one, section 2, their speech. How each woman talk. All right, first let's look at the virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:26. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. So she's talking to you, and she's making you feel warm. You understand what she's saying. You hear the kindness in her voice. You hear the wisdom. She's trying to help you build. She's trying to get you to where you need to get at. She's letting you know that she's in touch. She's letting you know that her whole purpose is to help you get where you need to get. You feel comfortable. You feel like if you came home to her, that should be your peace. You coming home to that. You hear the caring in her voice. You hear the kindness. You hear all of that. That's how the virtuous woman's speech is. And we could tell when we sitting down at dinner and we talking to them. They let you know how they really are. But we be so stupid. We be so much worrying about how it's going to be physical. Don't worry about how the sex is going to be. Worry about the consequences that's going to come after it. That's what you need to worry about. What's going to happen if I lay with this woman too fast? So we're not even paying attention to how she's speaking, what she's talking about. All we thinking about is how I'm going to be able to lure her to the room and make it happen. What can I do to the spit game on her tonight? What can I do to get it done? You know what I'm saying? And she's giving us all the information that we need to know we have no business going down this road. But we're not listening. It's in her speech. What's the speech of the seductive woman? Proverbs 7:21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. Come on, man. She's spitting that game, talking to you, flattering you, telling you, man, you the man, you this and you that. Cause you to slow down. Cause you to slow down. You got to be able to discern. You got to be able to discern, man. You got to be able to discern. And earlier when I said Lord to the woman, I'm not talking about forcing nobody into nothing. I'm talking about spitting that game to get what you need to get done. Brothers understand what I'm talking about. But you got to watch out for the spirit, for the fair speech, that spit game, all that flattering you, trying to stroke your ego over and over again. And you thinking you the man. She don't even really know you like that. She's trying to set you up for some reason. This is how a lot of young boys get killed nowadays. This is how thirsty guys out there get set up. This is how these guys go over to the other countries and get set up. I'm glad it wasn't like that when I was doing that, when I was deep in sin. Now they murdering dudes in third world countries, man. Thank the Most High, he had a cover. He blessed me and covered me when I was out there wilding like that. Listening to the flattery, getting all gassed up, feeling like you the man. No, man, you on your way to death. And that's what she does. That's what the seductive woman does. With the flattery of her lips, she forced them. She flattered them with those lips. Man, she knew what she was doing. That's the game. He goes after her straightway, as an ox goeth to a slaughter, as a fool to the correction of the stocks. He followed her, man. He got set up heavy because he didn't have the discernment. And that's what happens to us. We don't got the discernment. We wasn't taught the tools. We don't know why the Most High even have us here. When you don't have your purpose, you're going to be out here and ruin anything. You're going to try to run in anything. You're going to try to do anything. Next thing you know, you hit. You hit. Next part. Make sure I ain't skip. Their path and influence. The virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:27. The virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:27. She looketh well to the ways of her household and eating up the bread of idleness. Ooh. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. This how this woman is moving, man. This how she moving. She look well of the ways of her household and eating out of the bread of idleness. That means she's in the house. She's making sure the food is cooked. She's making sure everybody is good. She's making sure the kids taken care of. She's making sure her husband taken care of. And they return the blessing to her. Like, thank you, mom. You the truth. Thank you, wife. You the truth. That's how they show her their appreciation. That's how they show the virtuous woman their appreciation. Now let's see how the seductive woman does it. Proverbs 7:7. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Come on, man. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Let not thy heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. For she has cast down many wounded, yet many strong men have been slain by her. You ain't the first one, bro. You ain't the first one. You see, when you look in there, she got like 3 baby dads already. You're going to be number 4. You ain't the first one. And you might not be the last one. All because she looked good in the club that night and you saw her and you wanted something. And now you got everything you wanted. Like my godfather, Mr. P, used to say, you was leading with the wrong head, thinking with the wrong head. That's what happens. So you can't blame her because you got what you wanted. You got what you wanted, man. The virtuous woman builds her home, strengthens her family, creates stability and peace. That's what she does in the crib. How many of us have one of them and appreciate them now? How many of us didn't know how to appreciate them when we had it before? I know some brothers out there that understand what I'm talking about. Took it for granted and tossed it. Took it for granted and chased a seductive one. Come on. Think about it. The seductive woman characteristics leads to destructions, destroys families and lives, ends in spiritual ruin. That's how it's going to end. It's going to end in a spiritual ruin. Come on, man. You know that? You know when you sitting down in that spot where y'all talking or y'all talking on phone or however y'all do it today, and she telling you about how many restraining orders she had to get, and you thinking, nah, that ain't gonna be me. I ain't them dudes. I'm smarter than them. I'm this and that. No, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. She telling you about how many of them on child support. That ain't gonna be me. Da-da-da. No, it's gonna be you. You about to go to that NBA draft, and she comes up to that college campus, and she dressed seductive, and she takes you to that, and she meets you for dinner at your off campus house, because you know you got the NIL, you balling up in there, but you ain't really had nobody really cooking for you like that. She's like 6-7 years older, and you thought you hit the jackpot, but she really hit the jackpot. Because that's what you wasn't taught. Nobody gave you the tools to understand and how to discernment, to understand that your whole purpose is to lead her. Soon as she hit that DM, brother, you better understand. It's your job to lead her to God before she leads you to hell. The race is on. Soon as she hits the DM and you answer, the race is on. Somebody gonna win. Either you gonna lead her to God or she gonna lead you to hell. One or the other. The race is on. The race is on. But our problem be we think that we that special. I'm the man. That's why she on me like that. Nah, bro. Women think way deeper than that. She had a plan when she first saw you. You ain't even know about her plan. She already calculated in her head how it was going to go down, what was going to happen and everything. While you sitting there all gazing, looking at her beauty. That's why it says don't fall for the beauty in the beginning. You're going to get got. That's the whole catch, young fellas. That's why we got to take it back to where it says the most important attribute is her fear of the Most High. How does she feel about God? Is it really in her heart? Because that's going to let you know how this is going to go, man. And you got to test it out. Next one, how they impact others. The virtuous woman, Proverb 31, 11 and 12. Their heart of her husband does safely trust in her. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. That means that you trust her so much with your heart, with your love, with everything. You're willing to pour everything into this woman. Because she brings trust, brings peace, and brings blessings. She's trustworthy. She's not running around. She's always there. She's not all on social media all day. She's in the house. She's reading. She's studying. She's trying to get better for you. She's trying to constantly asking you, how can we build something, babe? What do you want to do? She's constantly trying to help you with your goals, with your projects, whatever you have going on. That's her job. Then let's look at how the seductive woman impacts others. Proverbs 7:26. For she cast down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. I just talked about that. She destroys them, man. She's going to destroy you. You're going to be the next one eaten. She leaves emotional and spiritual casualties. Even strong men fall through her influence. So don't think that is something wrong if you fall for it, man. The great ones fell for it. Look through history, man. The great ones fell for it. Look at the history of this. The great ones fell. Solomon fell, bro. Samson fell, bro. Adam fell, bro. See that? It can happen just like that. If you allow yourself to be seduced, find your purpose. To ask God to send you to help me. But that's what you're supposed to be concentrating on. You're supposed to be concentrating on your purpose. If not, you're going to get got. And you're going to get got bad. Let's look now. The next one. Their end result. The virtuous woman. Proverbs 31:28. Her children arise and call her blessed. The honor, the respect, a godly legacy, a reward from God, man. Everybody looking at her like, look at our mom. This is what she did. Look at my wife. She holding it down. She holding it down, man. Look at my mom. Look at my wife. She holding it down. And that's so important. It's so important, man, to have that kind of person and to stick it out with that kind of person. Because sometimes we get bored. We start going online, strolling. You start seeing all these different figures, different women. You start getting interested. You start getting attention. They start hitting your inbox. Next thing you know, you fumble the bag. You lost your virtuous woman now. You got a seductive one. Now you mad because you can't keep her in the crib. You had one that was in the house all day. She ain't want to go nowhere. No, she wasn't interested in girls' trips. She wasn't interested in none of that. She wasn't trying to go to Miami and Puerto Rico and the Essence Festival or whatever people go now. Now you got one that can't stay off the plane. Now you arguing over and over and over again when you had the virtuous one in the crib. You see what happens, man? You fumbled it. And now you're stressing because you didn't take the time to have a discernment. You didn't get yourself right first. And I'm going to take you back to that verse in the beginning in Ecclesiasticus. It says, a wicked woman is the portion of a wicked man. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. That's the bottom line. You wasn't right in the beginning. That's why how you got her. You call it, you really feel in your heart she wicked. That you had that wickedness in your heart too. That's why you attracted her. Those demons knew each other, was familiar with each other. Those demons saw each other and was like, it's on. But now when she started wilding, now you don't like the demon no more. But that was the same demon that was doing all the crazy stuff on that first night. When y'all went to that hotel room, that demon was doing all the crazy stuff that night. Now that same demon is the baby mom busting the windows. Now you pissed. But it all started from the sin. It all started from the fornication. And what happens when you get seduced and you jump into fornication? We're going to read about that right now. We're going to go to the 12 patriarchs. Our brother Reuben, man. Brother Reuben, he dropped it down, man. He dropped it down, man. About being promiscuous. Especially for the men. This is what he's talking about. He says, for promiscuity has destroyed many. Whether a man is old, well-born, rich, or poor, he brings on himself disgrace among mankind and provides Beliar, Satan, with an opportunity to cause him to stumble. You heard how Joseph protected himself from a woman and purified his mind from all promiscuity. Remember, she was trying to get at Joseph, man, and he just did everything. He wasn't trying to do it. He didn't want to sin in front of God. He found favor before the Most High and men, for the Egyptian woman did many things to him, summoned musicians and brought potions for him. But his soul's deliberation rejected evil desire. For this reason, the God of our fathers rescued him from every visible or hidden death. For its promiscuity does not trump over your reasons, neither can Beliar, Satan, conquer you. For women are evil, my children, and by reason of their lacking authority over power over men, they scheme treacherously how they might entice him to themselves with the means of their looks. Wow. He said they evil, my children, and by reason of their lack of authority or power over men, they scheme treacherously how they might entice him to themselves by the means of their looks. So when they getting all jazzed up and everything, the whole purpose is to try to entice you. And whoever they cannot enchant by their appearance, they conquer by a strangerdom, which is like doing witchcraft. Indeed, the angel of the Lord told me and instructed me that women are more easily overcome by the spirit of fornication than are men. I'll read that again. First it says, from whoever they cannot enchant by their appearance, they conquer by witchcraft. Indeed, the angel of the Lord told me and instructed me that the women that are easily overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, they contrive in their hearts against men, then by decking themselves out, that they lead men's minds astray. By a look, they implant poison, and finally, in the act itself, they take them captive. What? Are you reading this? For a woman is not able to coerce a man overly, but by a heartless manner she accomplished her violently. For a woman is not able to coerce a man overtly, but by a heartless manner she accomplished her violently. Wow. So she can't just make you do it, so she seduces you. Come on, man, we said, according to my children, free from sexual fornication, and order your wives and your daughters not to adore their heads and their appearances, so as to deceive men's sound minds. For every woman who schemes in these ways are destined for eternal punishment. He's letting you know, the ones that's doing this, they're going to burn. For it was thus that they had charmed the watchers and were before the flood, and they continued looking at women that were filled with desire from them and perpetuated the acts of their minds. Then they were transformed into human males, and while the women were cohabiting with their husbands, they appeared to them. Since the women's minds were filled with lust from their aspirations, they gave birth to giants. For the watchers was disclosed to them as high as the heavens. Come on, man. The angel dudes couldn't even not one apiece. They got them too. So who you think you are? You have to get the discipline, fellas. You have to get the discipline, man. So guard yourself against sexual fornication. And if you want to remain pure in your mind, protect your senses from women and tell them not to consort with men so that they too might be pure in their minds. For even reoccurring chance meetings, although the impious act itself is not committed, or for these women are incurable disease, that for us they are a plague of Beliar and an eternal disgrace. Because sexual fornication, there is a place for neither understanding or piety, and every passion dwells in this desire. For this reason I say to you, you will vie with the sons of Levi and will seek the exalted above them, but will not be able. Wow, man. He poured it out there. He poured it out there, man. But now we living in a world where this is every day. And the Most High said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We wasn't taught none of that. We wasn't taught these things that he poured out in the 12 patriarchs. He poured it out to us. He let us know what to do. He said even the watchers couldn't not fall for these women, man. When a seductive woman come for you, she's coming. He said, for they are evil, my children, by reason of their lack of authority over men. They scheme treacherously how they might entice him to themselves by the means of their looks. Why you hitting in the gym trying to get all strong, this and this, blah, blah, blah? She's hitting the gym. She's going to get her hair done, her nails done, her lashes and this and that. So as soon as she see you and she look at you, she got you. All that shooting in the gym, all that running those yards, all those hitting those home runs, all those in the studio making the music, all those conference room meetings, all of that. All them years of college, all that studying, all of it didn't mean nothing when you laid eyes on her. Because you didn't know your purpose. You didn't have that Holy Spirit. You wasn't led by the Most High to be able to understand what was going on. You didn't have the discernment. And you got God. That's why you need a virtuous one. Yeah, that one that you be like, I don't really like her. She kind of boring, this and this, blah, blah, blah. You need that virtuous one. Gonna read in the book of Sirach to close this out. We're gonna read some of the verses in there, chapter 26, the book of Sirach, also called Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 26. Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. The number of his days shall be double. That means if you got you a good one, man, and she bring you that peace, and she cooking that food, she making sure you healthy, she reading that Bible with you, and you stay faithful to her, they saying your days gonna be double. Because guess why? You're not going crazy over child support. You're not on those substances running around because you stressed out. You're not trying to hit this one and that one and blah, 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 not getting no sleep, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, taking pills. You're not doing all of that mess. So your days are going to be doubled because you're going to be in rest. You're going to be in chilling. You're going to go through some problems, but you're going to know how to handle it because you got the Most High in your life. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given to the portion of them that fear the Lord. You want your good ones, fear God first. Turn your life over to him. Come on, man. He's telling you this is the way to do it. But a grief of the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and the scourge of the tongue with communication of it all. An evil wife is the yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. He said, an evil wife is the yoke shaken to and fro. He that has hold of her is as though he has held a scorpion, man. But it goes back. How did he has an evil wife? Because he was evil. Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gather abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. So when you got one that's drunken and you out, she's going to be wilding. She's going to be wilding. Next one, and please don't get mad at me. I didn't write this, I just read it. Please don't get mad at me. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. This is what the book says. I didn't say this. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her looks and her eyelids. So when you get that look with those lashes on and you freezing them to people, this is what the book is saying. And he's talking about how to be with your daughters, fathers. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. So fellas, when you got your daughter, you can't just be letting her run out and go here and go out, blah, blah, blah. That's too much liberty. She needs your guidance. Fathers, she needs your guidance. To have her where she's not running around wild, because she gets too much liberty, she's going to get tripped up. And there's too much going on out here nowadays, man. Watch over her impotent eye and marvel not if she trespasses against thee. That means if she come over there and she start talking slick, don't be laughing and think it's funny. No. Verse 12, she will open her mouth, and a thirsty traveler, when he have found a fountain, a drink of water near her, by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Do you see that, man? I'm going to read that again and you figure it out. He said, if you do not watch over her with an impotent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler has found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. I don't even got to tell y'all what that verse is talking about, man. That's what happens when we don't. They saying that's what happens when the father is not there to take care of his daughter, watching over her, making sure that she's doing what she's supposed to do. That's why the fathers are so needed. The grace of a wife, the light of her husband, and her discretion fattens his bones. A soundly and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a man well instructed. A shamefaced and value and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Read those three again. The grace of the grace of a wife, the grace of a wife, the light of her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. He gonna love that she's discreet, that she's quiet. Most people don't even know her. He likes that. A silent and loving woman is the gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Wow. As the sun, when it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the order of her house. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age. That's how it's supposed to look, man. My son, keep the flower of thy age sound and give not thy strength to strangers. That means we not supposed to be out here running around doing this and doing that, man. Dag, I wish I would have saved myself, man. When thou hasn't gotten a fruitful possession through all of the field, sow it with thy own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. Woo! Woo! So thy race with thy leavers shall be magnified, having the confidence of their own good descent. Wow. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A dishonest woman contempteth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth her in the pride shall be counted ungodly of all. Wow, man. These scriptures bringing it. Fellas, man. This is the word of God right here. So once you learn, and once you get this information, there's no reason for you to be out there still doing the stuff that you was doing. So all of the crying, when you face those consequences, because it all rolls with you. It all starts with you as the head, as the leader. So I'm going to read that other verse again where it says, a wicked woman is given as the portion of a wicked man. So you got to get yourself right. You got to get your spirit right so you could be able to discern. You can't blame her. She just being who she is. It falls on you. So remember, young fellas, go to school, stay focused on that. Find your purpose. Then ask God to send you that woman to help you reach the purpose that you're supposed to get. And her number one attribute has to be, does she fear the Lord in her heart? And study that. Ask her the key questions, but you got to be grounded in the Most High yourself first. If not, it's all for nothing. So Most High willing, I'll see you brothers next Monday for the Monday night men's meeting. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom.